This week on Unconventional Lives, we're sharing all of our nutrition secrets.
Hey, pass me those Doritos.
Oh, really?
Hey, I'm Craig.
And I'm Kellie.
Join us as we share unfiltered, empowering conversations about love, marriage, fitness, travel, and living boldly.
Tune in as we prove you can have it all and live an unconventional life.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Unconventional Lives show. I'm Craig.
I'm Kellie.
And we are so glad that you are here with us today. It is a beautiful, sunny
Spring day. Happy spring.
Yes.
Yes.
We're not falling for it, though. In Colorado, you learn quickly. Not exactly. We didn't learn quickly. We were slow learners. But
this is the first false spring.
This is the false
that
spring.
we have.
False
spring.
Oh, they said fall spring.
Yeah, it's the first false spring. Fake spring. Yeah.
Yes. You learn to look at the 10-day forecast.
Yeah.
Because that's really where the truth is.
Yeah. We'll have a couple more probably freezes or snowstorms before the next false spring.
Although you were out there watering and
it's going to be in the
your
60s
bulbs are starting to come
week.
up, and she's just like, "Oh, it's time." I'm like,
so excited.
not time.
Flip-flop weather. Love it.
She says that. You'll wear flip-flops, and then we'll go someplace, and you're like, "Oh my God, I'm freezing. I am freezing."
No.
Or we went to the market the other day, and you wore like, I don't know what those shoes are called, like lifty, wedgy shoesies with like open toes.
open
I don't know what you call them. But
espadrilles.
you were like, "Oh my God, I didn't know we were going to Costco." And you're walking around, you're like, "I'm getting a blister. I'm taking my shoes off." I'm like, "You're not taking your shoes off in Costco."
I know. I was like,
I mean, there was the little guy who was cleaning the floor with a little like buggy, squishy water thingy.
gonna wash my feet when I got home, but whatever.
I'm being super articulate today. But yeah, no, it's like, no, you're not taking your shoes off. So you were like digging and like, get a Band-Aid.
I found a Band-Aid at the pharmacy.
Yes.
Like we were picking up whatever, I don't remember, over in that area. And I asked the pharmacist, "Do you guys have a Band-Aid?" And they did. They were so nice.
Yeah.
So thanks, Costco.
And you still got a blister.
I do still have a blister. Anyways, it is flip-flop weather in Colorado.
Always boot weather until Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, yeah.
Shoes, closed toe.
You can't plant anything.
You're like having a child now. It's like, go back inside and put on some real clothes.
That's true. It's all layered. Got a layer.
You got a layer. Yeah. Yeah, with Band-Aids.
With Band-Aids.
So, all right. So a couple of quick updates. Pickleball, for those of you that are following along on our pickleball expedition.
Oh, so fun. We had so much fun. Did we not? We did.
Yes.
Our friend, the roofer, Jeff, he is a big sponsor at the local pickleball courts club.
And it's crazy. Just about we have our new pickleball place. It used to be some store
Burlington
in the mall.
Coat Factory.
It's giant. It's converted
huge.
Like a store from the mall.
Upstairs, downstairs. There's 2 stories.
And there's a lot of folks playing.
Yeah, a lot of folks playing. So he invited us to go to learn and to play one night, and he invited 2 other people, and we all met there, and he taught us.
Well, let's back up. He sent me a text and said, "Hey, if you guys want to play tonight at 4:00, and this is like 2:00.
Yeah.
Like you guys, there's space. Come and learn. I'll teach you guys how to play." And I sat there for the longest time looking at that text, like, forward this to my wife, because I know what the answer is going to be. It's going to be like, "Oh yeah, we're 100% pickleball tonight."
I dropped everything. It was like, "Yep,
you dropped everything."
Totally
and
ready.
We went and played pickleball, and I have to admit, I had a good time.
Oh, good. Oh, that
fun.
makes me so happy.
For a couple of reasons, probably not for what most of you think or you think. The main reason was I didn't at any point feel like I'm going to hurt myself. Like I'm going to... And what was really actually the nice part about it, I will tend to play sports to the skill level of the person that I'm playing with. And
I was your partner for most of the
No, I know, but I'm saying like everybody else that was playing was pretty chill. Like nobody was diving for anything or doing anything like kooky or like, leaping in the air and trying to like smash something down. It was kind of like we were all just like, that's a little too far away. Like you just look at the ball. It's like,
I might have done a couple of those moves.
Yeah, I know that's you. But I mean, versus like other sports, like, you go play tennis or you go play something else, and everybody's trying to be like they're at the U.S. Open,
sure,
or that's what the tennis,
U.S. Open,
U.S. Open, they're all trying to like be a superstar, and I'm always like, and then people get hurt all the time. And actually, we have had an opportunity. We were visiting friends from Texas. We went to go visit some of their friends, and they had a beautiful home and had a pickleball court. And there was like 6 or 8 of us there. And they started playing pickleball. We didn't know anything about pickleball, but they were playing for keeps.
Yeah, they were playing some serious,
serious pickleball. And they're our age. And they were throwing
older,
down, or older. And at the end of that, we all got together and we were having dinner. There was a lot of honked up people. They were all limping and like sore.
But to be totally honest, we were like, we're just going to sit out. We're just going to watch.
Well, we didn't. Well, I would have played, but I'm like, hey, we've never played before. I'm just going to let you guys play a little bit. We're just going to watch you. Yeah. And I was like, damn, like they're playing for keeps. Like I don't want to. I need the training wheels version. So
yes.
Yeah.
It was super fun though. And I've already started looking into leagues.
Let's play more than once.
I know. And Jeff has been really generous. He said, just call me anytime and I'll get you checked in and you can, just hit the ball around, anytime or whatever.
Can you play with 2 people?
Yeah, just hitting the ball around.
Yes, like
there are
4
singles,
people.
but it's way more work on the court. Yes. I mean, think about it.
Yeah, no, we need to find some
you
pickleball.
Have not half court to worry about. You have
and it's funny because we've actually since then asked a couple people like, y'all play pickleball? And they're like, no. We do not play pickleball.
Well, we're asking the wrong people then because
I think we're too young. That's the problem.
Oh, is that the case?
I feel like that has to be the case because I think our friends are like,
no, now's the time because then we get to jump on it.
Yeah,
we are so young that
and then we'll be those people.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna dominate.
No, we're gonna be those annoying pickleball people. I felt a little ghetto because I think you bought a racket and a ball at like TJ Maxx from like the clearance bin.
I did.
And Jeff had brought some paddles.
Yeah, and they were so much better than mine.
I don't know because actually our friend Steve, he was using the TJ Maxx one, and I didn't. I just like, oh here, use my paddle. I'm like, give him the cruddy one. Yeah. And
you're such a generous friend.
I know. And at the end, I'm like, so how was that paddle? He goes, it's really nice. And then at first I'm thinking like, all right, we got a good paddle. And then I realized like Steve had never played before either. It was his first time. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, I'll sell it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we paid a lot for that racket. I'll sell it to you for $35.
No, I think if we're going to, after our couple of, court times, just the 2 of us, just, hitting the ball back and forth, getting more familiar with it. Once we start league, it's game on, bud. We're gonna up our game with paddles
things
and
that
all
I don't
business.
fully understand. The scoring's a little bit challenging.
A little wonky, but
we were keeping up, and
the
whole
more we play,
and then like move forward, move backwards,
more
move
often,
around.
at least once a week, then we will get used to it.
And then there was kitchen. I'm living room area with the couch.
The kitchen.
The kitchen area. And like, kitchen. Don't step in there. You can hit it, but you can be in the air.
Whoever came up with these rules, whatever.
Yeah, I know.
But it's fun. I mean, it's a combination of badminton, tennis, paddle,
ping pong.
Ping pong.
Yeah. It was fun. Again, for me, chill. Like nobody
it was really fun.
And actually it was even interesting because we went over and watched another group. It was 4 guys, probably
way more advanced. Yeah.
Early 30s, late 20s, early 30s. It was more advanced, but I was also like, they're not trying to kill it either. They whacked the crap out of that ball serving it, and then they just kind of like chill.
Yeah.
Like but it wasn't like anybody
intense, but we're not going there.
No, nobody was trying to hurt themselves.
No. So. We're just gonna, we're gonna step it up a notch.
Oh, goody. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Other updates. The gym is going well for you.
Great. Yes. I love the gym. We do need to leave the house earlier.
Oh, you're killing me. I used to leave for the gym at 5:30 every morning.
I think we rolled out. I don't want to leave at 5:30.
I think we rolled out at 7:30 today. I know. By the time you had like gotten you downstairs, and then you had your coffee, and then you're like, okay, I go to the bathroom, and then you go in the bathroom and you're playing your little Wordle game. I'm like, I was sitting in the car. I'm like, I'm gonna take the trash can out. So give her some time. Took the trash out. Got in the car, and I'm sitting in the car like. Whatever. Then I sent you a text and. Like, let's go.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And you got in the car and you're like, oh, I just got your text. I'm like,
okay. So I think tomorrow morning you need to, instead of waking me up at 6:15, which I appreciate. That's really thoughtful. But you need to wake me up at 5:30 and then we can leave 6-ish.
But if I, how about I wake you up at 5 and we can leave at 6-ish? Because there's no way I'm waking up at 5:30.
5. Oh,
It takes you that long to do your.
Okay. I'm embracing
business.
5s. I'm embracing 5s this week.
All the 5s, yeah. And the other
my
funny
5s.
Jim story was, this actually happened last night. You're like, I've got some strange bumps on my stomach. And I'm like, what, give me a little more information here. I'm thinking like, you got some sort of like, do we need to get some calamine lotion? Or are we going to I'm like, what are you talking about? And then, well, it's funny because you said it like, I've got these bumps and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, show me later. And we went upstairs, got in bed, and I turn off the lights, and I go, and I'm like, good night. And I'm like, are your bumps doing better? And she's like, I have to show you my bumps. I'm like, I'm thinking like, man, there must be some serious bumps. And then she's like, I'm like,
myself. I said,
no, I said, can we do it in the morning? She's like, no, I want to show them to you right now. I'm like, okay. So turn on the light. She hops out of bed and she's like, look,
what are these
they're
things?
right here. So imagine for the people listeners at home, like a parallel, like your groin,
like from my hip, like going diagonal,
really from your abs down into your groin,
like a V.
Yeah. And she's like, do you see these bumps? And I'm like, those are muscles. Your abs are starting to show up. And she's like, really? And I'm like,
I think because you put like a fear in me that we're going to hurt ourselves. So I'm like, I want to make sure like I didn't like
a double hernia or something.
It's not supposed to be bulging, but
yeah,
I'm laughing so hard. That is hysterical.
Yeah.
But I was just like, wait a minute. I've never seen that contour before. That's interesting. And I'm just like, is it supposed to be that way?
Yeah.
When does the rest of it start?
You
when
kept
does the rest of my lats start?
I have these bumps. So I'm thinking like she's got a rash.
Well, I couldn't think of the term to use.
Yes, we call those in English, we call those muscles.
Muscles.
They're starting to develop.
Okay.
And you're doing good.
That's exciting.
You really like doing crunches and
I do like doing
wood
crunches.
cutters and then those little on the knee crunches, which are brutal.
The bend over on the
Yeah, you're at like 50 pounds today on those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Abs
I do
of
like
steel.
it. I do like it.
You're gonna be beach body ready for this summer.
Well, you know.
I know.
Now that I'm
and not only that, for somebody who's having a birthday, I'm not going to say the number because it's just not what a gentleman
I'm
should
embracing the 5s.
The 5s.
That's why I said I'm embracing the 5s this week.
Both of them.
Yeah. It's a big one. It's a big one. I celebrated, and I'm fine with it. Totally fine with it. Celebrated my 50th in quarantine. That was not so.
It's been funny watching
for
a
me,
lot of
but
videos.
5's totally great for me right now.
Yeah.
Because
I
I
have videos from
way better.
quarantine time for you. We did a live stream on Facebook.
I did.
For your birthday. Because,
the whole week of my birthday.
Yeah.
Every night I would do
and all
a
your buddies
live
and people on Facebook.
cocktail hour. It was so fun.
It just turned into a giant drunk online
drink fest
eating, and everybody had a great time. But,
recipes and
yeah. So tomorrow, the big 5-5.
The big 5-5, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't believe it. I feel better and look better than I ever have. 45, 35.
Maybe we should just go live and show off your bumps this year.
Yeah, probably not. How about, you know what? I can actually wear a bikini now and feel really good about it. So yeah, you can take a picture of me in a bikini.
Get the 5-5 bumps.
5-5 bumps. I'm stoked for those bumps. I've worked really hard for those bumps.
I know. And
Those
you're enjoying the gym.
I am enjoying the gym.
It was leg day today, though. You didn't enjoy that much. You hurt your hip the last week when we did leg day. But it was for like one day.
It was the weirdest thing.
Weirdest
I don't know.
little
It was weird.
twitch.
But no, today was fine. I am enjoying the gym. Surprisingly, I am enjoying it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that.
I'm warming up to pickleball.
Yeah.
So
it's game on.
There's that.
It's game on.
All right. So we have been doing a series over the last. We're moving on from your bumps
and
your
my
age.
birthday.
Yeah. It's all. The whole intro was all about Kellie today. So
right.
So pickleball. But so we're gonna move on, and we've been sort of doing a series here on things that have really helped us in our fitness journey, our weight loss journey, and just getting to a spot where we feel like it's sustainable for us. And so really I want to talk about sort of the things that we do that work for us. Full disclosure, these may not work for everybody, but I think based on experience and based on other folks who who have coached and trained and helped them with this same journey, we're seeing a consistent amount of success.
Yes.
I don't feel like there's no super secret prior, like this is our program, but don't share it with anybody. It's not like that. This is everything here is off the shelf. If you tuned in last week, you're gonna like all this and weight loss management and tracking apps we do are just standard apps that anybody can get. We shared those with everybody. We don't have any proprietary super secret sauce of like, send us $87 and we'll send you our diet plan kind of thing. So, it is just what we do.
Yeah.
And for us, we've talked about this before in other episodes. If you haven't, checked back to other episodes, Whole30 was a game changer for us.
Yeah.
And not because it's a diet, because it's not. It was just a 30-day elimination diet.
Program.
Like, get rid of all the crap you shouldn't be eating, which was a significant amount of crap we shouldn't have been eating. And we felt so good, and we almost immediately lost weight.
And just felt better.
And just felt better. And it was easy for us to just keep going with it.
Yeah.
And the folks from Whole30 can be rather adamant about this is not a diet, and it's not. It's an elimination diet.
And it's not a lifelong program.
It's not. But
it's not intended for that.
It's not. And actually now, fast forward 2+ years, 2.5 years, we use elements of Whole30, but now based on our fitness goals, we have added in a lot of things that you wouldn't normally do with Whole30. Bread and more carbs primarily. I mean, we've talked about that on other episodes, and we'll continue to talk about that. So,
and some dairy
as well. Yeah, because we needed the extra protein and we needed more carbs to fuel our muscles, especially after a hard workout. Yeah. So those big old bumps need energy.
Right.
The bumps need the energy.
Right.
Whole30 was great for us. As you know, we also did Joel Bushby's program, the Natural Transformer, our Natural Transformation. Yep. That was great. We finished that last week.
It was an 8-week challenge.
Yep. And we learned a ton from that. And there's some great exercises and some great food tips. So we're going to kind of, from here, we're just going to really try and talk about
things to keep in mind.
Things to keep in mind. I don't care who you are. I actually don't, even where you're at in your fitness journey. I say everybody who needs to lose weight, wants to lose weight, to people who are in great shape should consider doing an elimination diet for 30 days. Anybody can do this for 30 days. I mean, you can do anything for 30 days. And, it's interesting because now I talk about even people that are in great shape. And we have met in our travels, it seems to be more men than women, but guys that are in great shape, maybe their wives are struggling, and a lot of that is hormonal. By the way, get your hormones checked.
Men and women.
Men and women. If you're over 50, you should be on some sort of hormone replacement therapy. We have other episodes about that. But we have met guys who are in great shape. And I'm always, tell me what you do.
Uber great shape.
Yeah, uber great shape. Tell me what you do. What is your routine? What do you do? But I've also, it's been fascinating because we've also met, it's primarily guys who's like, I can eat anything. I just work out a lot. But then you talk to them more about, are you on any medications? And it's like, well, I'm on a statin and I have high blood pressure. And
there are a lot of
prescriptions, a lot of pharmaceuticals. And it's like, okay, so a lot of times they're not drawing that correlation between I can eat anything as long as I just work out hard at the gym. But my doctor says I have high cholesterol or I'm on a statin or I have high blood pressure or, fill in the blank of the standard things.
Well, the phrase of, you can't outwork out a poor diet.
Right.
It's totally true.
No, absolutely. You cannot
really
outwork a poor diet.
Cannot.
The other one is insulin. I'm pre-diabetic. And we see that a lot of guys that are really fit can be pre-diabetic because they're jamming down the carbs. Yeah. And then their blood sugar gets all out of whack and insulin issues. And it's like, okay, you need to think more about what you're putting in.
Yeah. The correlation of how is my body responding to what I'm putting in my body.
Yes.
And the responses in conventional medicine, majority of the time, is just to do a script and to not get at the root of the cause, but just to cover it up or to deal with it as you go. But what's nice about Whole30 is that it really helps you to get back to a neutral for 30 days. And then some of these symptoms start disappearing and you start feeling better and you start seeing, there is a correlation there. So that's why we really do recommend, if you need somewhere to start researching Whole30. Great way. It's a great place to start.
Yeah.
And it's 30 days.
And it's 30 days. You can do anything for 30 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about for the first 30 days. So whatever it is, you pick an elimination diet. There's a couple of things that I want to make sure that we talk about when you are choosing, I hate to say diet, choose a program. But here's the thing I want you to make sure. And don't just unknowingly just jump in. It's like, oh, I'm going to try XYZ because my friend tried it.
Yeah.
I think there are, for me now looking back, there are certain rubrics that you need to make sure you understand. So I'm going to run through some of those. For starters, the number one thing is look at that plan. Right?
Yeah,
because if you get to the end of that 30 days and you've eaten really clean, it's for number one for me is, could I eat like that for the rest of my life or at least the rest of the year?
Yeah.
Is it something that is sustainable? Because, we have one of our oldest friends. She would go and buy some program. I don't even know what,
I don't remember
fill in the blank, the ones that send you food. And I would tease her all the time because I would call them, she would just eat, I call them Dusty-O's. I mean, it was like.
As a protein snack.
They were horrible.
Yeah.
It was like eating bird food.
Yeah. What'd you call it? Packing
material.
Yeah.
It was just, there was nothing redeemable about it.
Nothing enjoyable.
And she was always hungry and her weight would yo-yo all over the place. Yeah. And it's like, why are you eating that shit?
Yeah.
It really was. I mean, it's like, why don't you just go over there and chew on your pillow? It has more nutritional value than the crap you're putting in your body. And this is when I was overweight. I could see, she's like, you should try this. I'm like, she would hand me some of it. It's like a snack or a cracker or some sort of cereal. I'm like, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, why
I
couldn't eat
food
that.
Is supposed to be enjoyable. I mean, it's created to be an experience and to bring pleasure in your life, not as a torture method or a drudgery. It's supposed to be enjoyable. And we have so many wonderful foods available to us in this country that it's a shame to want to go to something that's fake or artificial or uber processed.
Or you're just filling in the hole in your stomach. It's like you're just putting stuff in there to knock down the craving. Yeah. But everybody just thinks like, oh, just put food in or put something in there and then you won't be hungry. Your freaking brain is way smarter than that.
Your whole body is smarter than that. It knows what is real and what's not.
It will definitely be like we need to go into the starvation.
Yeah, something's not natural here. Something's not.
Yeah.
Right.
So is it real food? Not powders, not pills, not packets. Anything you're eating should be minimal sugar, minimal processing. Yeah. Like if it's coming out of a package, I don't care what it is, you probably, you shouldn't, that shouldn't be a staple in your diet.
Right.
And I have struggled with this. Like Costco has some really great protein bars, not the Costco protein bars. Those are like eating wallpaper paste.
Yeah.
But it really did remind me of like did you eat paste when you were a kid?
No.
You never even tried paste?
No. I have never tried paste as a child. Anyways, go ahead. I'll take your word for it.
Maybe that explains a lot about me. So but it was like zero flavor. But they had a really good, like a chocolate. They had chocolate and a cookie one and a peanut butter one. Yeah. I can't remember the brand, but they're good. And they were overall pretty
it's called
nutritious.
Pure Protein, isn't it?
Is that what it was?
Pure Protein.
Yeah.
I mean, I go back and forth on the whole protein bars. There's pros and cons. There's added sugars and there's
a lot of artificial
in there.
Sweeteners and highly processed stuff.
I burned out on those really quickly. I was like, I don't want to eat these on the daily.
For me, they came in, we ate them on the daily, and then I kind of like, okay, I'm just going to put them for like emergencies, like because we're both real estate agents, so there's days when it's like I'm not going to get a chance to eat. I'm in my car all day.
Yeah.
So they were good.
That's why I keep
like
cans of nuts.
Yeah.
In my
and
car.
now we switched to like nuts. The only problem with eating something like nuts is like then you like get out of the car and you talk to your clients and look like your teeth are destroyed. So don't do that. So and then
there's other better protein options than in our experience than protein bars.
Yeah. And then I guess the other would be, is it a balanced nutrition? So, to say, because I have done in the past, I have done a full like keto.
No, it's not keto. It's the Atkins,
like all protein, carnivore
is what they
type diet. And I lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And I think I felt better, but
but there were side effects.
There were
side effects.
A lot of gut issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and I lost weight. But then as soon as I like took one bite of a carb, my shot right back up.
Yeah. Some people really enjoy the carnivore.
Well, and I would say our
do
diet is protein heavy and carb light, protein and starchy and vegetables and some carbs. But, you have to find that balance. But
there's variety to it. There's variety to it, which is way more sustainable in our lifestyle than, other people. If other people can manage it, that's great. But for us, I enjoy the variety. I'm a gardener. I'm going to be growing things, and I'm going to be eating yummy vegetables of all the rainbow colors.
Yes. And we also go on vacation often, and it's like, you can't, I let my hair down a little bit when we do the vacation thing, and that's been, but balance. You can get back to it. So another good one is, can you both do it?
Right.
Or
you
even
and your spouse.
You and your spouse or your partner or your family.
Sure.
Is it something you can both do? And we've seen this a lot as well, where we see one, and that, that one particular friend we were talking about earlier, she would eat the Dustios all day long and, or the packing, and he wouldn't, because he was one of those guys that could eat anything. And, so is it something you can both do?
Right.
Because I think that goes, I think, probably to our bigger picture of, empty nest, 50, soon to be 55. So, we got to find common ground. We got to find stuff we can do together. Because if we don't find things we can do together, we're going to find things we can do apart. And a lot of times that leads to too much apart to the point where, like, okay, we're on separate trajectories. It's a little bumpy. We're not going to be, may not end up married.
Right.
Or we just end up like roommates. And that's not what we don't propose roommates.
No.
So is it something you can both do? And I think that's really important. Is it, can you and your spouse both do that? And then the last one, I'll let you address the last one.
Can you see results in 30 days? I think that's really important, because you need to see the marker moved, whether it's, on the scale, or whether it's your body joints and your sleeping ability, your sleeping quality, your clothes fitting better, more comfortable, just your movement, your flexibility, your movement has increased.
Yeah.
Just those little things in 30 days. If you can see things happening in 30 days, then that's a plus. That's a plus.
And at the end of 30, I mean, there are some kooky diets that at the end of 30 days, like, you're going to have a ton of inflammation. Your joints are going to hurt. Like, you've lost weight.
Yeah.
But are you healthy? And I think it's the term we've talked about before, which is skinny fat. But a lot of times what happens, yes, you're losing fat and your body goes into this starvation mode. And guess what? You're losing muscle as well.
Right.
It's way easier for your body to digest muscle than fat.
Right.
And so you have to have those balances there, where you don't just get completely out of,
well, it just goes back to the sustainability aspect of it.
Yeah.
If it's going to be a different form of a yo-yo diet, which we're all familiar with, it's just that's not wise to do. And it's not going to benefit you in the long run. It's going to cause a lot more physical problems for you, and a lot of times psychological, the whole yo-yo up and down thing.
Yeah. Like, we've got a lot of friends right now that are just finishing 75 hard 75. And it's a great program, and it really does work you hard, but...
Well, it's a challenge. It's a challenge for 75 days. I mean, there's quite a few elements to it. It's a physical, mental, emotional... I mean, it's difficult. You work out for 45 minutes twice a day. One has to be at least outdoors and in, cold weather areas. That's really challenging.
Yeah.
You have to drink, I think it's a gallon of water a day or something like that.
And it's a great program.
It is a great program.
And they actually have, after what happens on day 76.
Right. Which is really important.
It is. But a lot of folks we know just do that 75 first days. Right. And then, like, what happens the other 290 days? They just sort of don't do nothing.
Yeah, they so just kind of fall back into their old habits and patterns, or they go even overboard and they like compensate. Like
Just
I've been
yo-yo
without
back.
this for, 75 days. I'm just going to indulge. And they just keep indulging. And that is just so not healthy for your body. It's just really not.
Hard 75 is a great program.
Yeah, no, I'm not bagging on it.
And
but
it actually has
know
go
that,
on, but make sure, and this goes maybe the bigger picture, whether it's Whole30, whether it's like pick something that you can do that you're not going to get burned out on.
Yeah.
So that's would be probably the last of things you should do.
which program that you're going to be able to transition away from or make tweaks here and there to transition back into real life. Because that's what this is all about, is just living a healthier life overall. You don't want to have these extreme ups and downs. You want to be able to find something and embrace something and see results and enjoy the results you're seeing in one another and want to be propelled to keep going.
And we speak from experience on this, myself especially. Like
Yeah,
we
me
owed
too.
so much over the last 50 years. It's just like up and down and up and down. And it's like, I'm not doing that anymore. I want something that's sustainable. So let's talk about once you start one of these programs, or when you're preparing to start one of these programs, choose, you fill in the blank which program it is. One of the things I think is really important is like, for at least that first 30 days, try and change things up, especially where you shop. And this really was driven home to me yesterday. So we were out and about. We needed to get some stuff, Walmart type stuff, like battery, I needed a special battery.
Like a Ziploc bags.
We needed Ziploc bags. So it's like, okay, let's just pop into Walmart. We'll get some stuff. Not our normal place where we shop.
No.
And we were there, and then you were like, hey, I'm just going to grab a few things food wise from the
produce.
Produce. And we had a couple of things, little things we needed to get. The funny thing about it was, and I kept pointing out stuff to you. I'm like, oh, look, SpaghettiOs. Remember SpaghettiOs?
Oh my gosh.
Look. I was like having these like, hey, you know what? We need
on the end caps and
all the end caps.
And the main aisleway when they stack those things really high. Of like soda. And, oh my gosh.
Like Entenmann's. And I'm like,
that's why they're there.
Good. Yeah. I didn't buy any English muffins for those of you that were listening to last week. I actually saw them. I'm like, I'm not buying English muffins until somebody from Thomas's fixes the problem.
But it was the perfect example of really why to avoid these huge stores that,
or even a grocery
they set you up
store.
For failure.
They do. They do set you up for failure. Like, so if we shop at Sprouts. Sprouts is a chain that's local here. They're around. They're all over the country. But I mean, think Whole Foods, Sprouts. Shopping at a health food store can be super challenging because it's just selection is difficult. But some are. But there are lots of healthier stores to shop at
that are smaller, that have fewer temptations to do impulse purchases. Really, that's going to feed into your cravings.
Yeah.
They
do have those big bucket barrel things with like, sometimes it's like, man, look at those M&Ms. It's like, these are healthy M&Ms. I'm like, and in the past I've been like, hey, I'm getting these are healthy. And now I'm like, I'm calling bullshit on that. They're still M&Ms.
They're still M&Ms. Healthy barrel?
They're in a healthy barrel. Yeah, if you get them out of a barrel instead of a bag, they're way healthier. If they're next to oats or something like that. Yeah. But like they had gummy worms the other day. I'm like, are those like healthy gummy worms?
I know, like
gummy
is that an oxymoron?
Worms? I know, exactly. So for the first 30 days, try to mix it up. Like go someplace that you don't normally go.
Go to a smaller scale
and a healthier
store.
Alternative.
Food option store. Or local farmers markets if it's that time of year where it's farmers markets are in, go and get your produce there. And if you've got a cheesemonger there or whatever, buy your cheese there, or baker, get your bakery.
Yeah, I think we mentioned the other day we've started eating more bread, but we really wanted to get a healthy alternative. And there's a local bakery here in town and that we go to, and we've been buying two loaves of sourdough. One was a cranberry.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah, cranberry nut. And
cranberry
then the other one
walnut,
was just a regular one. It is so freaking good.
Yeah, it's really good.
It is really good. But we bought two giant loaves. I mean,
big.
Giant. Bigger than like a football.
Like saucer. I mean, like serving platter size.
Yeah, giant. And a baguette. And
I think those lasted 2 weeks.
it lasted us for 2 weeks, and it was $23 for
That was really
for a ton, 2 weeks worth of bread.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
And so we
really clean.
Yeah, we also Ezekiel bread is the other one we use a lot. So try doing something like that. One of the other things that we really had a lot of success at, and we used it, we love them, we use them.
It was right after we did our round of Whole 30.
After our Whole 30,
during Whole 30,
yeah.
but yes.
And we didn't want to fall back. And
Right.
so we started using a meal prep service. We tried several. We tried Factor. We liked it. We didn't, it just didn't like the pre-cooked, because you love to cook. We both love to cook. And so we tried it. It wasn't a great fit for us.
Right.
And then we did switch to Green Chef.
Green Chef.
And they do more organic. They do a lot of really good recipes. But most important with the meal prep services, like we would order a meal for 2 people.
Yeah.
And that was huge.
Yeah. 2 servings.
2 servings.
2 servings.
There was never any leftovers.
No, which was wonderful, because you grew up with that mantra of, oh, there's more food in the pan. That means I'm going to go back and get more.
Or just because you were hungry. Yeah,
weren't hungry.
There was 4 of us. There was 5 kids and 2
nowadays,
adults
but
and my grandparents.
That's still in
No,
your
I'm
brain.
hardwired to I eat fast.
Yes.
And if there's more, I'm going to eat more.
Yes. So that's what's great about this particular meal prep.
Yeah.
Green Chef was
even
there.
last night.
Portion controls were wonderful.
Yeah. Last night we made tacos, but we had leftover skirt steak, or flap steak, they call it at Costco. It's great. And I made tacos, but there was a fair amount left over
of the meat.
I made meat, and I made more than we would probably normally eat. And I'm sitting on the couch, and I had 2 really pretty good sized tacos.
Well, they're corn-sized tortillas.
Yeah, it's corn
They're not,
tortillas, but we
huge.
had meat and tomatoes and lettuce and avocado. They were great. And then I'm like, there's enough for one more in the pan.
Sure enough.
So I went and had one more. And I was up 1.5 pounds this morning.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were. So with Green Chef, that's not an issue.
No, with Green Chef, there was never leftovers.
Nope, there were 2 portions, 2 servings, all done.
And if there's nothing, for me, if there's nothing there, I won't go back.
No, you don't.
It's strange.
So if you're batch cooking, say, and there's extra in the pan, divvy it up for your portions, your serving size, 5 ounces, 6 ounces of protein, whatever it is, and then put it in a storage container and put it away. That's another tip.
Wait a minute.
That's what has to happen.
Are you telling me the leftovers are hidden in the fridge somewhere?
Maybe so. Yeah. But with Green Chef, there's no leftovers. So that's the perk. That's the perk there.
Yeah. No, and the Green Chef is great. The other nice thing about Green Chef was one of the things early on, I think our biggest issue was we would fall back into cooking for a family.
Yes.
Portion size.
A family of 4.
And also really types of food. So we would get home, we'd be tired. It's like, nothing to eat. It's like, easy. Okay, we can make spaghetti really fast. We can make pasta really fast. So we would fall back into sort of old habits. Right. Like my wife is with Green Chef, it was great because it was always variety, but she would literally you would eat a tuna fish sandwich every day for every meal for the rest of your life. Oh, you would die of heavy metal poisoning.
Love that.
Yeah, you would probably glow in the dark from Fukushima.
Good.
So I know. She just, even to this day, nobody else in her family, our kids are tuna traumatized.
They are tuna traumatized, but whatever.
They won't eat it. Yes.
They'll get over it.
So, but you're fine with just
whatever.
And I'm like,
when I grew up eating cereal for dinner sometimes, or breakfast for dinner, which I know you can't stand, but I'm like, it's just something I grew up with.
And you learned from the equally uninspired chef, which was your father, your stepfather.
My stepfather.
Yeah.
But Green Chef, it's a great option. It really
it's
helps.
actually, you're going to spend a little bit more than, but if you factor in your time of having to go shopping, it's great because the box shows up once a week. It's got however many meals you want in it.
Literally, you can get meals. You can prep meals and get them in the oven, and sometimes even done 15 to 30 minutes. Yeah. Boom, done.
And the other nice thing is it has a lot of variety.
A lot of variety.
And you don't have to overthink it. And you are cooking, but it's not like a lot of stuff's prepped and you're just sort of blending it all together. But for me, it had variety.
It's a good mix of enough prep work and sauce is already done.
And we are, for the record, we are in no way sponsored by Green Chef. No. It's just a really good. The other nice thing is too, when you order the meals and you choose them. Yeah. And so you can say, I want protein heavy, I want low carb.
Or Mediterranean. Or whatever. Yeah.
But you can specifically like not get
there's kid-friendly ones too. I mean, if you can do that as well.
Not to worry about that. Let's see. So the other thing we recently just learned when we did Joel Bushby's program, the natural transformation, was he would create so breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack. And his program, you ate the same thing for the entire week. I mean, there was variety. You could sort of change up a few things, but the thought process was find something you like and eat that for the week for all of those meals.
Right. So for like breakfast for the first week, you had 3 options that you could do, but those are the only options. So you would, switch them out.
And we would normally just eat the same thing. So.
And then the next week they would add, 1 or 2 more.
Yeah. So, I mean, in some ways, cutting out variety, but find things that you like, but cut out a lot of variety. Too much variety. Too much variety, you tend to make bad choices.
Right.
So, and then probably the other part of that, and this is outside of what we're talking about, Joel, but it just dawned on me, like, really do try and clean out all the crap out of your house. Your kids will hate you at first, and they'll be like, ugh. Like to this day, our daughter comes home and she'll be like, "There's nothing to eat here." It's like, I'm going to Chipotle or Sonic. So try eating the same thing for a week. Yeah. Less options, eat less, easier to like not make bad choices. Yeah. So those are some of our like hacks, tips and tricks
for nutrition.
So you can get through that first 30 days. And honestly, because I do feel like if you can get through that first 30 days, you're going to feel a lot. I mean, for us, it was like, damn, I feel so much better.
Right. And I think too, one thing we didn't talk about with the whole eating tips is to plan on not eating after 6:30. Yeah. That's a big one.
Yeah. If you're a late night snacker, get rid of all of whatever those things are that you like to munch on at night. Make those go away.
Your main dinner meal, we try and eat between 5 and 6.
Yes. And there is a fine line, because sometimes it's like 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm freaking hungry. And then my brain is like, we both go like, we are getting so old. It's like, are we turning into our parents? Like we sit down to eat dinner at 5, like
4 o'clock.
So we can get
home by 5.
We can get to bed by 7:30. No. Honestly, if you're doing it right and your portion control is right, like it's
and your
interesting.
Protein amount is
like we have a good we have breakfast. Like, I mean, our breakfast, normally 2 eggs, some toast, maybe some
avocado. At least 2 eggs.
Maybe we'll do some scrambled eggs, taco, with corn tortillas, a sandwich using like Ezekiel bread, chicken, turkey, ham.
Or a chicken salad.
Something lean.
Yeah.
There's always a salad for throw in a chicken salad or some tuna. And then a snack, we usually do Greek yogurt and with a good quality.
Not low fat, not non-fat.
Not low fat, just organic Greek yogurt. We get it at Costco. Whole. Yeah. And then a good quality honey. I like a little honey on it with some walnuts.
Yeah, a little
bit of honey in the afternoon is great because it gives you that like sugar bump a little bit. But not but honey is also doesn't metabolize.
It doesn't spike
sugar, but it's nice. Insulin. And then dinner. And then try and have dinner. It's nice if you have a 3 o'clock snack, you're not starving at 5,
a protein snack. Yeah. And I think it's really important to get in the habit of adding more protein to your day. And we found very quickly that once we did that, we were satiated for the whole day. We didn't really have hunger pains or cravings that I had to go through a drive-through or something like that. You
never really liked eating a lot of protein. You just I can't eat all this. Is too much. And now
I'm craving it. Now
especially since you're working out more, like you're eating a lot more. Like you have 2 eggs every morning. I never believe you can.
And I think I just said today on our walk, I think I'm going to bump it to 3 because I really, really do enjoy them.
And I think once you start working out more and getting that, your body craves that protein. Brings up another subject, since we're all swerving all over the place here, which is like, listen to your body. It's going to tell you. I mean, don't listen to the like, go get Doritos or go get, like go get a turtle at Sonic.
Right, at Sonic.
Like don't do that.
Yeah.
You were funny today. I'm like, you were brought in the mail and you're like, Dairy Queen is doing a free
their 89th anniversary or something.
It's a free something.
That was
Blizzard.
Free Blizzard for 89 cents.
Or 89-cent Blizzard. Yeah. And
I would explode. I would literally. I could not now between the sugar and the dairy,
not
dairy, just the chemical bomb. Oh my gosh. Anyways,
I would tear the ass out of you.
Yeah,
you would be horrible. I said one of us would be sleeping in the guest room.
Yes,
and it would probably
100%.
be you. The last couple of things, movement. You know, it's important. And we say movement, we're not saying exercise. We're not saying fitness. We're saying that intentionally. On that, during that first 30 days, you should be moving,
but not exerting.
Yes. Trying to walk, 30 minutes. Or whether it's if you live in a cold climate like we do, get a treadmill, they have those walking pads.
The walking pads off Amazon are phenomenal.
And they're stupid cheap. We bought one for our daughter. She loves it.
Yeah.
And, it's just a little pad. I want to say it was $49.
If that.
Yeah.
I'll link it down below.
I feel like
it's really great. A lot of people have them at their work and they do standing and just walk them. Yeah.
I feel like it would be fun until I got distracted and I would just wipe out.
I don't think it's like a treadmill.
I feel like I would. No. I would crash on it, but I need like walker handles.
No, you got to get your pace up for pickleball. You got to get your.
But that's the whole fun. That's why I like pickleball. There was no pace.
Oh yeah, no.
So we're gonna do movement. Try 30. It's for the first 30 days. Do 30 minutes a day. Just
walking. Just a nice pace, a nice leisurely pace. I think just because your body's going to be going into kind of a shock, for 30 days. Some of the things you're removing that it's used to, it's gonna be sluggish until you get over that hump there for the first couple of weeks.
But if you got your hormones straight and you're eating well and you're exercising, then you can go out with your spouse and talk about all kinds of fun, sexy stuff. And have a good time there too. So do that.
Yeah.
So and then we got a few more minutes here. We want to talk about tracking. During this time, even though you're doing sort of a fixed program, I would strongly encourage you to track.
It's really important to measure and weigh your food during that time period.
Yeah. So
because
I use Lose It. They're not a partner. They're not a sponsor in any way. But I've been using them there for like 5 years, and it's a great little app. Check it out on the App Store. It's a great way to do it.
Really easy.
So
it's easier over time too.
And last but not least, accountability partners.
Yeah, really important. Really important because it's hard to do it on your own.
It is. And they should be doing this with your spouse. And this goes back to, and we keep talking about this and we're going to keep talking about it, which is we want to find common ground. This is especially like say some of us we're in our 50s. Some are now on the other. I'm well on the other half of 55 and now you're halfway. I heard someone the other day, they were talking like, oh yeah, 55 is midlife.
What?
I know.
What's that? What do you mean by that?
So that means you're going to live to be 110?
Oh.
That's entirely possible.
Oh, so it's not old. 55 is not old. It's just midlife.
It's midlife.
Oh, I like that.
If you're living to 110, I'd be living
100%. I'm going to be living that long.
I'd be 116.
That's okay. There's a lot of technology that's, helping us out. I like that term. I'm in mid.
I'm going to be in my little mobility scooter and you'll be out there with your walker.
I'll be out on the pickleball court.
Yeah. I'll fall and break my hip.
Oh, my goodness.
So, all right. So, find somebody to do this with. We would obviously suggest your partner or your spouse or somebody, do this together. Even if you're not even sort of at the same fitness levels, if one of you is more fit than the other, like support that person. Take the time to do this. Go walk with them. Take them to the gym with you. Get out there and
get them on the pickleball court
with them. Yes. So it's funny because like I said, I started going to the gym by myself and went for months before finally I'm like, I kept saying, please come to the gym with me. I think you'll enjoy it. And you're like, I'm not doing the gym. And now you're doing the gym.
No, I love the gym.
She loves the gym. She's a gym rat now. So, and for me, playing pickleball, doing something else out of the box, but do it with your partner, do it with your spouse, do it with your significant other, and get out there and enjoy that. Find those new common grounds for you.
Yeah. So, something to do with movement, even like dance classes, Yeah. That would be fun. Something that you can grow together with.
I'm calling that's a hard no. I'm like,
no,
don't
you
even
did.
try.
You did.
Just speaking that in. I did dance classes.
We did dance classes together, and it was great. We had a lot of fun.
Like 8 months. Spent a lot of money, and
But we had a lot of fun, and you have way more moves now than you did before.
I got the moves like Jagger now.
You do, baby.
Nod.
Yep. No, you do. I have so much more fun with you on the dance floor now than I ever did.
Moves like the 85-year-old Jagger is what I've got.
Hey, you know what?
I think he's 85.
Still got it.
I still got it. Yeah, no, I never
Yep.
had it. I never even I never knew I had it. So
accountability.
Yeah,
very
accountability.
important.
Yes, exactly. And if you have to, if it's you're by yourself, or if you don't have a friend that wants to do it with you, get a coach, get a wellness coach, find somebody online. I know Lose It has just announced they have accountability. They have coaches now. There's tons of online coaches as well that'll just pop in. You can have a call with them. They'll review kind of where you're at. It's just good to like not get stuck in your own echo chamber.
Right.
Have
Which
somebody else.
It's also nice to have a cheering squad.
It is. Or a kick your butt squad.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you need that. I know my wife's probably more of a kick your butt squad than like this morning. She's like, it's nice out. We're gonna set a fast pace. We're gonna just be moving. And I'm like, we just did leg day, and she's like, that's even better because now we're gonna like work out all this pain from our leg day.
We did, and it was great.
Yeah, I don't know what our pace was. I didn't feel like we were flying.
We were like 16:32. That's pretty good.
That sounds super fun.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, accountability. Find somebody to help you. Find somebody to nudge you. Somebody to do this with. And like I said, we always encourage find somebody to do life with. This is a great time in your life, especially if you're getting at an empty nest or getting close. It's a great time to reinvent you. It's a great time to motivate each other, find new common ground and things that you want to do together, so that you can go out there and just have an amazing, unconventional life.
Absolutely.
So thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you out there, and get after it.
Cheers. The views and opinions shared on this podcast are our own and reflect our personal experiences and beliefs. We encourage listeners to take what resonates with them and to seek professional advice where needed, especially in matters related to health, fitness, relationships, and parenting. Our conversations are candid, unfiltered, and intended to inspire, but they may not be suitable for all audiences. Always remember, what works for us may not work for everyone, and your journey is uniquely your own.